All right, guys, welcome here. I'm actually in an ADT. Oh, I thought I was up right now. I'm in an ADT trade, so I'm trying to stay focused on it. ADT. We just had a really nice bottom bounce off this one near the former breakout. We had a flat top breakout on this pre-market right here at about 1370. And we were pulling back into the 70s. It was very quick. I tried to pull up a size here at 17.9. I got one fill and the other one I didn't. And then I moved it up to like 0.81. And then we wrote this almost to the perfect top. This was about a 4.5% profit. We sold almost at the perfect top and got out at the perfect exit. That almost never happens. It's not really something you should even really strive for. It's super irrelevant. But when it happens, it's always like, oh, nice, sweet. So this was cool. I got exactly what I wanted. I'm actually in a second trade with ADT. This is kind of a huge company. We typically don't trade tickers under 5 or over 500 million. So this is really more of a mid cap US securities company. I'm sure you guys heard about ADT if you live in America. You know, it's like if the house is the blue thing out in front. At least that's how it was like in the early 2000s. I don't know how it is anymore. But they have a Google partnership and they're going to be working on a product together. And any sort of time you have some sort of partnership deal or collaboration or yada yada with a larger company or the government, I mean, Google is massive. So that's really bullish news. I really like that. That's why I entered the ADT trade. Plus, you can really manage your risk on a trade like this. So this is the weekly chart on ADT, and you can see that they've never actually went over 13 before. And right now they're way over 13. They hit a high of $20, and then we had about a 30% pullback here to that kind of former breakout zone. That's why I entered, again, this trade, big support in this area. I'm looking for one more reversal. Now, we went down here again to the lows around 79, so it looks like I entered 20 cents too early, but at the same time, you don't really know how far this thing's going to go. We had that low. We didn't go as low as the former, so that's actually quite a bullish sign. I would like to see this have a double top here or maybe even break past it, go into the 1450s, and then I'll probably take profits on this one before the market opens. If we break this kind of 13.7 area, I probably will stop out of this trade. I'm not sure if I would average down at this point, and then kind of go from there, and then probably buy this one again at the market open. These are all just ideas. I have no idea. It really depends what happens in the next 12 minutes or so, but these are kind of my thoughts at the moment. So I'm just watching ADT really closely here as I do have a position. But yeah, we pulled off pretty nicely from the pre-market highs. We're kind of forming somewhat of a base here. Pulled back about 30%. So be careful. It is a 30% pullback on ADT. That is pretty high. This is also just, you know, 742 million float is ridiculously big. Oh, you know what? I think I got the float wrong on ADT. Let me quickly check, or not the float, but a market cap. I think I said the wrong market cap. So ADT has the float was right, but the market cap is 6.58 billion. That's a huge market cap. Again, guys, we barely ever trade stocks over 500 million. And we're typically trading stocks, you know, between 50 million, 100 million, 250 million, even 250 millions on the higher end. So that kind of goes to show that this is a really big ticker for me to trade. But I do like the fact that you can kind of manage your risk pretty okay on this one. And we're right now near that, you know, flat top breakout zone, which does offer good bounce possibilities. The only thing I don't like about it at this point is the fact that this is actually the second retest in this area. I'm not a big fan of the second retest. So I'm not gonna, you know, give this one a ridiculous amount of time. I would like to see some moves higher here pretty soon, or else I'll probably be stopping out. So I'm looking for this again to move past the possible double top. So we have a double or triple top around 1420. I would like to see something into the 1440s and even more into like the 1480s, almost 15. That's kind of what I would really be looking for. Yeah. All right, guys, first of all, good morning. Before we dive into the watch list, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the stream where we first view the watch list or talk about tickers like ADT, and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone's feeling good. Today's Monday. It's the, what is it? It's the 3rd of August. Woo, new month, new week, everything's new. It's 9:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 15 minutes before the market opens at 9:30. And then we'll wrap up trading in this stream around 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little reminder for everyone that's new, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. My trades are quick and not meant to be followed. Obviously, my ADT trade is a little bit slower right now, but most of my trades are under 3 minutes, and some are even like 30 seconds. So I think there's like a 15-second or 20-second delay on this stream, so it's really, really hard to copy trade me. Get ideas. This place is great to share ideas, but just don't blindly follow anybody, including myself. Always know yourself, why you're entering and exiting stock, know what your targets are, and then, you know, just try to improve every single day. It's not about making a lot of money today. It's about getting better as a trader every day. This community is a place to help each other, guys. Please do not spam or leave it put in timeout. Check the video descriptions. The bunch of FAQs down there, guys. A huge amount of FAQs, specifically to the stuff you guys ask, right? And let's dive into the watch list. And I'm going to leave ADT open on my second screen, and then we'll talk about some of these other tickers to look at. I think this is a reverse split. I'm not going to be looking at this one. Yeah, a reverse split. I typically don't trade those for reverse splits on the first day. VISL, also a bit of a reverse split, so I'm not going to be looking at this one. DTSS, this is a huge one that just popped up on our scanners really, really late here. So let's just quickly talk about it, quickly, you know, figure out what's going on here on this one. It's a Chinese software infrastructure company, DTSS Inc. 6 million float, really nice, 50 million market cap. They signed their first agreement in Beijing, China, to install proprietary monitoring systems. So that sounds like a pretty big deal. One of their first deals, apparently. So let's see how this one could go. It has a catalyst. That's what we like to see. Markets overall are 0.5% up on the SPY. So kind of good news there. DTSS long-term, we have some big support and resistance here at this 4.5 zone. This is actually where I was originally looking to get into it, right here in this breakout. And this is when I called it out in the chat room, but I didn't trade this one. I was a little bit too conservative and I missed this whole entire move, and I didn't chase any of this. It just wasn't a stock I felt totally comfortable with. So that's okay. It's okay to miss moves sometimes. Long term, I mean, this $6 area is really interesting. It looks like there is huge resistance here for a really, really long time. So let's see if we can kind of break through this and kind of hold through this more than breakthrough, because we already broke through it. We had a perfect retest, and now we're kind of seeing this area. We have some 5-minute support here. I think DTSS out of the gates could be a really, really interesting open around $6, maybe even $5.50. So that's what I'm going to be looking for DTSS. I'm still kind of keeping my eye on ADT over here on my second screen. Looks like, you know, it's having some issues getting past the 14.2 zone. We hit that area for a second. I don't really want to see this keep pulling back here, else I'll probably close my position, which is a little unfortunate because we actually had a pretty nice little trade on this one. We were up about 2%, and I'm going to maybe even close here for a loss, which is always a bit unfortunate. Like I said, I don't really want to see that crack of 70s, and it looks like we're going to see a crack right now. Another 5 minutes till the market opens. Yeah, so I should have, could have, would have, took some profits in this area. It was about up 2%, was looking for a little bit more of a move, and then we had a really, really quick flush. So it was a little bit unfortunate that I didn't get that move that I was looking for. Again, I don't want to see the crack of the 70s. We got all the way to kind of like 72, 73. I'm a little bit suspicious about that. The other lead gappers, a little distracted right now. It's kind of hard to talk about these gappers. Still watching ADT. Keeping a close eye on the order book. I don't really want to see some sort of, it's tougher to trade this one because it's more of a massive, massive market cap. So it's like, just generally trading dips on this one probably isn't the worst idea. Yeah, I was looking at MARA as well. This is actually kind of an interesting one. 18 million float, but I didn't find a catalyst. I don't know if you guys found a catalyst on it. At least when I was looking at it, I didn't see one. Yeah, okay, ADT is still pulling back here. Another 3 minutes till the market opens. I'd rather close my ADT position and then look for an open kind of pullback. I'm just going to close my ADT position right now. Took a small loss on it. I'd rather wait for the open and then see how this thing goes. I don't know if that was a good or bad idea, but I just wanted to manage some risk on it. Like I said, you know, it could keep pulling up from here. I really, really like this zone. But again, I'm going to be looking for maybe a quick pullback in the market open. I don't really think we're going to see anything too crazy, but definitely in this $13 zone, we have huge, huge, huge support. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that. I just don't want to be holding into the market open. HIHO, this is another lead gapper, 2 million float Hong Kong metal fabrications company. They got a Q1 is 600,000 in the positive. Their Q1 report compared to same time last year, $600,000 in the negative. So this one's really a bit of a turnaround story, HIHO. So looking really, really good there. This one unfortunately is also selling off. I tried to trade this one quite aggressively pre-market. But I got some dips, won some money, and then this last trade I gave back pretty much most of my earnings. So this one's pretty much neutral for me. I would like to see this one dip below maybe even $4 and then trade this one. Again, I'm not totally sure if that's going to happen, but we do have huge support around $4. So that would be possible trade I'd be looking for. It looks like ADT is still pulling back here. Man, we are just swamped with tickers today. It's absolutely insane. AIHS, another ticker we were looking at, 11 million flow, Chinese credit services company. They had a partnership, signed strategic partnership with a large corporation that's in the auto business. So I was like, okay, that sounds all right. But, you know, this one kind of kept selling off as well. So not really too interested at the moment on this one. 0.8 could be big support on it. So that would be a zone to probably look at it, this one. Let's see if it has aggressive pullback pre-market. So far, it hasn't really held its highs all too well. Got another minute here till the market opens. I'm going to put a order on this one at 0.8, see if we can maybe get a dip on this one. But we'll see what happens. That's about a pretty small position size on about 1,600 shares. Watching ADT, it had that pullback that I was worried about, hit about 13.5, and then it reversed a little bit. So I'm going to watch, so much to watch, guys, out of the gates. Maybe make sure you know what you're looking at, know why you're looking at it, and just, you know, take it one step at a time. No need to rush into anything here. I'm watching ADT and HIHO out of the gates, and I want to keep an eye on DTSS as well. It's just going to be crazy, crazy open here. Good luck, everyone. Watching HIHO, I'm watching ADT. DTSS out of the gates. Found some support. Looks like it's trying to pull higher here around 530. Found some support, 14% move. HIHO looks like it's trying to crack higher here. ADT still selling off. Looking to get a fill on ADT. Possible position here on HIHO. Just entered HIHO at $4. ADT had a nice sell-off, but I missed my entry on this one. Entered ADT at 13.5. Looking to hold this one for a little bit longer. Looking for HIHO to break past 4.5. Most of my focus is on HIHO right now, looking for this one to hold higher and break that 4.5 zone. Closing this position. Looks like 4.5 could break, but I didn't like the fact that it wasn't in one clean swift move, so I took some of my profits off the table. Would probably consider buying HIHO again on a dip. ADT is having some issues here in this area, watching it closely. There we go, HIHO, I just broke the 4.5. I would still be taking profits in this zone. Nice 18% move on HIHO. I only got a small part of that. But still, I'm not complaining. It was a really, really nice move. Couldn't be more happy. Wish I used bigger position size, but it was kind of a quick one. Looking for ADT to break above 14, ideally hold the 14 zone, just like the pre-market trade idea. Nothing really changed there, so I'm going to keep holding this one. This one I feel comfortable holding with because it's a bit of a huge company, so I could kind of feel a little bit more stable kind of holding this one, letting it ride out a little bit. I'm not super worried about a flash pullback. Could happen, but just feel a little bit more comfortable holding this one. Nice, Eddie. Boom, there we go. Remember, all you have to do to make more money is increase your position size, not blindly hold something hoping that it's going to run up for no reason. Now with ADT, I feel like there is a reason because it's one of the biggest large cap movers. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at it. That's a huge partnership deal, so I feel comfortable holding ADT. With HIHO, there's no reason to just hope and hold because you might get stuck in a flush or something like that, and that's why I didn't want to hold this one. With ADT, I should have really used much bigger position size. It looks like we might even break past this kind of 14.2 zone. So ADT, let me just pull that up. We're still holding this one. We had our entry around 13.5. I missed my entry below that, which is a little bit unfortunate. Kind of about a $2,600 position size, so not really too crazy. Looking for this one to kind of continue a little bit of momentum here. I probably take some profits in the 15. That's kind of what I'm looking for. This is going to be a bit of a slow rider. ADT is looking good in this area. I probably would consider taking some profits on one more green candle. ADT was just halted on news. I was not expecting that. Let's quickly see what's going on here, guys. Long-term debt has increased substantially. This is why I take profits very quickly, typically. The only unfortunate thing is I was not expecting a news article like this to come out. So this is, every second you're in a trade, you're exposed to market, you have market exposure. Market exposure is dealing with, anything from macros like whatever the president is tweeting or, some news, micro news, coming out about the company. And this is why we close our positions typically very quickly. This was one of my longer holds, but on ADT, I was not expecting it to get halted on news like this, to be honest. This is really kind of came out of nowhere. So it looks like yeah, it's pretty unusual news about their debt size. Oh, actually, hold on. Long-term debt is at 9.9 billion. Currently, the current debt is 58 million. Okay, yeah, current debt. Read that wrong at first transfer. Doesn't seem that bad. Understanding degree of financial leverage. Doesn't seem actually like bad news at all, I gotta say. So we'll see how this one opens up. This is gonna be interesting. I hope it doesn't do a flush or something like that, but we'll see what happens. This thing should open up at 40, but it might open up at 45 because of the news. Let's see what happens. This new article is a nothing burger. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It's a bit of a just, thrown out there, nothing new. So let's just see what happens. I can't believe they came out with news right at 9:30 at the open. That's ridiculous. HIHO, guys, possible support here at 4. I know 3.5 is huge support. That's really where I'd rather be buying support. We got DTSS as our lead gapper. This one, out of the gates, I knew I didn't really want to trade this one out of the gates. I know we have big support at around 4, so I'm going to be looking for this one to maybe pull back before I enter DTSS. MARA. I didn't like the fact that this one has no catalyst, so I probably won't be looking at it. CBAY was another ticker I was looking at, 68 million flow, US biotech. Positive top line study results. I don't know. This one's a recent gapper with just not the nicest performance overall. Nice cruiser. Yeah, Steven, I totally feel you on that. This is going to be an interesting open on ADT. I'm up just almost like 9%, maybe 8% on this one. I was looking to take my profits really soon. I was looking for that crack of 15.5, and then before 15 or 14.5, I was looking for the crack and then take profits before 15. So we are almost there. I don't really think I was being greedy because this is a very large cap and very slow mover, and I decided to give it a little bit longer time. But market exposure, there you have it. Do I recommend Trade Zero? I've never used Trade Zero, so I'm not sure. 1AP process, put a stop in. Yeah, maybe. I'd rather take profits on one of the green candles and then buy back on a dip. That would be my original game plan on ADT, or that would be my ideal way to trade it. HIHO is the 4th big lead gapper on the day. One thing I'm a little bit weary about is how much it's sold off. It has a 2 million float though, so it has that spikeability. It has that potential for those reversals. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this one. Maybe if we go to like 3.6 or so, I'd probably consider buying this one. ADT just opened up here. Can we break 15? Looks like we might break 15 here. I'm taking profits here close to 15 as I can go. Have a sell order. I am out of this trade. ADT exactly where I wanted at 14.8. So really, really nice there. I would probably consider buying this one back on a dip. Sweet. I couldn't be happier. I'm surprised that the news, you know, that this thing was halted on the news, but I guess it is what it is. Let people kind of buy into it, read it, and kind of go for it from there. So I'm looking to buy this one back on a dip. 14.8 got out exactly where I wanted to. So I couldn't be more happy about that one. Let's go back to HIHO. Possibility for a swing trade? Probably. ONYX? Probably. Absolutely an amazing ticker. This thing is just flying. This might get halted here, actually. This large cap might get halted at 15.7. I could see it. 1AP Pro, you're definitely right with the stop and letting it ride, but I got to trade my day trading ways. But yeah, this time would have been the time to do it. I'm walking away though with $374 on ADT right now, so I'm pretty happy. Again, I kind of wish I went bigger size with ADT. I'm not really sure why I didn't go big size, so shame on me for that. I used pretty small size on it, but nah, whatever. It is what it is. Joe, what happened to your TOS? Whew, ADT is officially halted here at 1573. Congrats to anyone who made that move. That was a phenomenal ticker. Also, Steven, great call on that one, man. Stephen Becker, you slayed that one. I was not looking at ADT. It was not popping up in my scanners because I do not scan for tickers over $500 million volume, or at least 1 billion. 1 billion, I think, market cap. So ADT was not on my scanner. Here we go, guys. HIHO is still pulling back. Got to be careful with these. That first pullback was pretty wicked. 20% move. This thing pre-market pulled back about 48%, which is just absolutely insane. It's about 52% pulling back now. It's huge pullbacks we're seeing on this one. I'm not really trying to jump on this too soon. ADT should open at 47.28. Thanks, 1AP Pro. Yeah, you know, you were definitely right though. This time with a larger cap, like I should have really let it ride, but it was exactly my target. So I would have probably been more upset with myself if I hit my target. I didn't take profits, then I closed for, you know, less profits. So I was just like, whatever, I'll take profits. But yeah, you know, a larger ticker like this with such big news, yeah, I probably should have let it ride. At least let it try to break 15 once or twice because it broke that 15 pretty quickly. But yeah, learning moments, guys. DTS looking for momentum. Let me go to it. I'm keeping close on HIHO. I would probably buy this one on a dip, but closer to 3.5, maybe even into the 4s. DTSS. Yeah, actually making a really nice rounded bottom here. I wanted DTSS to break 4.5 and go into the 4s, but now that I think about it, that was probably way too conservative. of an ask, but yeah, whatever, it is what it is. Let's see what happens here. I'd be a little bit nervous with buying this breakout. I'd be so scared of DTSS flushing. These Chinese companies, I've always been on the wrong side of them. Oh man, yeah, I feel you, 1AP Pro. I started getting a bit more aggressive on pulling the trigger because I know I start getting FOMO if I don't buy the original trade I wanted. And that thought alone makes me I would rather have that trade not work out and take a small loss or just, get stopped out than miss a move and FOMO into a future worse move. So here's DTSS pulling back just like we were thinking. Remember, we knew this one was not holding its highs very well. So, I didn't really want to FOMO into this breakout here. I'd rather wait for a break of 4.5 and maybe buy into the 4s. Whoo! ADT is going to be opening up pretty soon here. Let's see what happens. It's 9:46. Yeah, Michael, AAL. I think I'm gonna have to stop out of that one. It's a bit of a sob story, to be honest, because I was up on it several times at like 5%, but I was looking for a bit bigger of a move. Now it's down to 10.7. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to really, really think about this one. Don't like what I saw here. Bit unfortunate. So I'll have to think about, how long I want to hold that one. ADT just opened up. Now it's 1620. This thing is not stopping. 1630. Oh my Lord, Jesus. This 1650. Woo, it is exploding right now. Oh my God. It might get halted again here. Up 22%. I think ADT just got halted. Looks like it. Could be a fake halt, but we've been seeing so many fake halts lately. No, I think it's halted. Wow, 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 wow. Congrats, guys. Hugo just closed his position on the AAL. Yeah, I feel you, man. Yeah, you never really know what's going to happen with those. I mean, the airlines, I could easily see going back to $8 or so. So, with the second wave of Corona, it's not doing too good for the airlines. Really depends how you want to trade it. Are you day trading it? Are you swing trading it? Are you investing? I'm swing trading it. So as we get closer to my stop, I'm going to be out of it. HIHO actually looks like it's going to break back above 4, but I'm not going to trade that. I would rather wait for a bit more of a solid entry around 3.5, like I said. Actually, I don't know if it's going to break 4, but it's definitely building a little bit of momentum here. Boyclaw says ADT is easy to borrow. Actually, most large caps are easy to borrow, I think, but good call on that. I mean, we know that easy to borrow stocks are usually the ones you want to maybe ride because they can go exponential as shorts get squeezed, which could definitely still happen with ADT. It's a large cap, but it could still get squeezed just like Tesla. Apple, Microsoft for swing trades. I think buying Apple on any sort of dip is probably a good idea. Microsoft, I'm actually not sure. I'd have to look at their charts again. It's been a while. Oh yeah, that's nice. Short squeeze is definitely likely. ADT should resume at 53. Here we go. HIHO broke that 4. Look at this thing. Could be the beginning of a flush. DTSS is selling off, guys. That last dip was 32%. It was so wicked. Yeah, California love. I totally agree. Nice, Alfred. Woo! I don't know, probably anytime if some big support comes up for a swing trade. DTSS, still watching this one. We know $4 is big support. I don't really want to enter this too early. This thing, you know, has a history of selling off very, very strongly. This was about 20%. This one, let's see, about 30%, just ridiculous. So I don't really see myself actually wanting to trade this at the moment right now. If DTSS broke 4, I'd probably jump on it. ADT should be opening up in about a minute, maybe a little bit less, maybe even like 30 seconds. Here we go, 413, 412. Question is, you know, $4 might just act as support. It's a whole number. I mean, I could see it bouncing at least once off of 4, like 405, and then maybe retesting it, breaking 4, and then maybe accumulating at 380 or something. It's just so hard to say. ADT just opened up, hit $17, and it's still, oh my God. Nope, no, it's pulling back now, 1680. Wow, what an absolute beast ADT is. This looks like one of the first pullbacks here, first major pullbacks. This might get halted on the way down, guys. It looks like it was just halted. ADT is halted again at 1635 on the way down. Yeah, Houston, super true, man. Congrats to everyone who did ADT. Insta flush. It's happened to us many times, Spirit. Yeah, it was insane. That's why I got all quiet. I was like, oh, 1635 has quite the nice little pile of sellers on it. This thing is just going to be absurd to look at, though, because you can't really compare ADT to any of the small caps we're trading. So just the volume per minute is like 2 million shares, while typically on a small cap, I mean, this volume on DTSS is actually really, really big. It's a lead gapper. You know, and we're rarely going over 1 million a share. So it's like just the volume on ADT is just huge. I mean, it's a massive company. There's hedge funds trading this and everything. DTSS, I'm sure it's mostly, you know, small cap day traders. I mistakenly hit the join ask button instead of buy ask. Oh. That's quite the mix-up. XSPA, I'm not sure if I'm going to be looking at XSPA. Maybe we can review it a little bit. I just want to watch DTSS. We're having a break now of possibly 4. This is the move I was waiting for potentially. We have huge support in the 70s, 370. Maybe it's going to be a quicker turnaround story. I mean, we have huge support right here in this $4 zone. I wasn't really expecting this area to crack, but I think we might crack. I'd probably be looking for like 13.8 or something like that, maybe 13.7, maybe even 13.6. It's super, super hard to say. Morning, Jose. Welcome to the party. Matt and Phil, I'll check out XSPA in a little bit. Remind me if I forget about it. We have MARA as another lead gapper, really kind of putting in some momentum here. It's actually looking pretty good. VWAP's big resistance though. CBAY, similar story. HIHO, this is what we had the alert on this one. Looks like it touched our alert and bounced back. I'm not sure if I'm going to be trading this one anymore, but maybe one more move to the downside on HIHO. I'd probably consider it. It might have another, try to break higher back above 4 again. AIHS, this is the one we put a limit order on pre-market at 0.8. This one actually had a ridiculous rally, pulled back about 4% pre-market or when the market opened, and then just shot up. What is this? Then like 3 candles went up 23%. Absolutely insane. I'm not sure if I'm going to want to trade this one. I didn't really like how aggressive it's constantly sold off, so... We'll probably give it one opportunity at 0.8 and then move along. Thanks, Shane, man. I really like him too. I feel like I'm also just watching the stream, just reading the chat, seeing what everyone's up to, getting good ideas from the community. That's really what it's all about. Understanding that we're all trading different stuff. We all have different styles. We all have different personalities. So it's not really about copying each other. It's just about learning from each other and seeing how we can apply that to our current trading day and strategy and all that stuff. DTSS might be moving. I'm watching it. I'm watching it closely. It might not crack that 4 zone. I might have been a little bit too conservative with it because it looks like it's going to crack 4.4, if anything, here at the 9-minute EMA. I don't know. I'm just going to give it a little bit longer. I would rather buy the, I was just about to say buy the flush or the dip, and it just started dipping. So let's just be quiet and listen to this one. ADT at 53.57 should open up. But it didn't. So I was just thinking at 10:03 maybe. Okay, just, whoa! ADT, huge flush to the downside. Went even below my original sell order at 18.67. That was a heck of a move there. So, I mean... Yeah, I mean, I don't really regret getting out here. I mean, obviously we left some money on the table, probably 15-16%, but you just don't know when, these flushes are going to happen. Plus the fact that it was coming out with news at a not regular time already kind of worried me a little bit. I'm fasting right now, Spirit, so like I'm starving. I'm ready for the day to kind of wrap up, to be honest, because like I don't know if you guys hear it, but my stomach this whole time has been growling. I'm pretty hungry, but it's only a short 24-hour fast, so it's not bad. It just somehow I'm more tired and more hungry than I should be. I feel like profit is profit. That's true, man. Dark Mao's lightsaber. It's looking a little shady, that's for sure. DTSS, I really want to trade this one today, but I'm not going to force a trade. ADT, whew, what a bounce, guys. 7% bounce on a company at like $7 billion. That's crazy. Buy the ADT dip. If you can get it, that was a quick dip. I don't know. That thing was... Why is the quote freezing? It's a hold. If a stock goes up faster than 10% in the last 5 minutes, the average of the 5 minutes, then it will get halted. It's called a circuit breaker halt. Halts also happen when news comes out during the trading day. Stock will be halted, so people can read it and digest it. So halts happen for many, many reasons. They're also different based on what exchange. The ADT is on the New York Stock Exchange, while DTSS is on the NASDAQ, so you want to be aware of the differences. They're pretty similar, but I forgot the minute differences, but they're pretty similar. Google now owns 6.6 stake in ADT. Well, hot damn. That's a fat daddy stake. That's actually really interesting that Google acquired ADT. I know that Apple is going hardcore into the security sector. Well, they have been. So I wonder if this is Google's approach to try to go into that. Let me ask one of my friends who always likes to check these things out. See what he says. ADT is up 80% today. Here we go, guys. DTSS looks like it broke 4 like we were waiting for. No major surprise there, I would say. Holding any positions at the moment, not on my day trading account, but in our long-term account or our swing trade account. I think we're just holding AAPL, which we might actually close out for a small loss. Other than that, I don't think so. DTSS, guys, I'm waiting for this one to go into the 70s or something like that. I'm not sure if we're going to get it, but I wouldn't buy in this area just yet. We just cracked $4 big support and resistance. This is a key zone. So if we bounce back above $4 and actually hold $4, that would be a pretty big buy indicator. But if we don't do that and this thing starts selling off here, that's actually quite, this thing might continue for a while. Actually, look at that. So we broke 4. The volume wasn't that high, and then we bounced right back above 4. So 4 could actually be some real legit support here. But again, I don't really like the overall risk reward on this one at the moment. I'd be a little bit too nervous of a flush or something. Probably unwarranted fear, but DTSS, I've been having issues with a lot of these Chinese companies, so I'd rather just let it be, and then if we get a good risk reward setup, I'll jump on it. If not, then whatever, I miss it. It is what it is. So I'm gonna put alert here at 93. Let's go back here, check AMRA. Let's see what's going on with this one. Ooh, actually try to climb back above VWAP, but it did not hold. That's not a good sign. CBAY, ooh, falling off a cliff here. Very, very sketchy, which is nothing really surprising. We were talking about that really, really nasty resistance at 4.5. And yeah, it was not able to break above it yet. It's actually holding its highs okay though. So maybe if it does find some support, this one actually could have a really, really nice reversal at one point. We have big support at 4. CBAY with positive top line study results, 68 million float, US biotech. So I don't really believe that this thing's gonna, break 4 in one go. So, 4 could be an interesting spot. I wouldn't trade it probably past 1030, but I think if we can approach these $4 zones, I would probably consider taking a small position on this one and seeing how maybe we can trade it. So I'll put a little bit of a limit order here at 403. Put an alert here, see if we start pulling back. ADT, guys, is selling off really hard right now. HIHO at 3.5. I actually wanted to buy this one at 3.5. My alert didn't go off, typical. It's ridiculous. ADT was halted again at 14.6. Man, why are my alerts not going off? That's so annoying. TOS, this is the love-hate relationship that we are experiencing right now. ADT, huge second sell-off from 16 to 14.6. I would probably consider buying this one on a second pullback. I don't really like the constant halts on it, but I would probably consider buying this one in the 14s, around the 14s. And there's huge support there, and I'd probably even average down if it went against me for a little bit. HIHO looking quite nifty here at 3.5. I would have loved to get this one by my alert. It did not go off. So annoying. 3.3 is huge support on this one. Maybe it's gonna have one more retest down here. Doesn't really look like it. I would have. Nah, this is a really decent little 4% move. WKHS Workhouse. Oh my God, I haven't looked at that one in so long. GNUS, not popping up in my scanners. I like to trade stuff that's hot on the day, has a high relative volume. I don't really look at former runners unless I'm buying some big dips on them. AIHS, guys, this is the one I was looking at around 80 cents, pulling back now to 0.83. Finally, my alert went off. All right, let's think about what's going on here. So ADT is going to open up at 10.11 roughly if everything else remains true. HIHO is back below 3.5. That's another ticker I've been looking at. This one has a lot of sell volume just kind of fading away. I don't really see this one continue its little dip into Neverland, so would like to see HIHO have some sort of reversal at one point. I would trade with small size. I don't want to risk anything too big, but I do think that we have some nice potential on this one. It's a little bit of a dippy kind of setup, but it is right in the huge support with volume fading, specifically the sell volumes. That's making me kind of bullish on it. I'm actually so surprised that the overall markets are green today. NASDAQ at 1.2%, crazy. Yeah, Steven, 14 dip pop. The dip pop. Thoughts on AAL? Honestly, I'm not a big fan on that it broke $11. I'm a little bit annoyed about that, but, well, not really annoyed. You know, every trade, there's always the risk of being wrong. So I'm just going to probably have to close out my trade on this one. I'll probably hold it for, see how well $10 holds. Maybe we'll talk about AAL today in the recap video as well. So I'll think about talking about that. I think the only reason I'm annoyed about AAL is the fact that I was up like 5%, like multiple times. But I was looking for that reversal, right? I was looking for that bigger move. It's a swing trade, not a day trade. We didn't get it, so now I might even have to close for a 5% loss. It's like, DTSS back at 4.2. This one would have been phenomenal to actually trade into that, in those three, break of 3. Yeah, it did hold its highs pretty well. This thing might have a, I don't know. I still have my limit, my alert at 393. Yeah, still not super confident about it. ADT just opened up, pulled back to 14. Already bouncing higher at 14.5. I think I missed the dip on this one. It was so quick. I don't know if ADT breaks 14, you probably know I'll be jumping on this one. Hey, look who's here, Satoshi. Welcome, man. Stephen says me too. Yeah, I feel you, man. Not sure if we're gonna get it though. I mean, this looks like it's in full reversal mode right now. I don't know. So many people are probably trying to dip by this one. Those moves are pretty serious. 5%. Actually, that's a pretty small. It's actually funny. ADT, like the moves aren't that big, but the candles are massive. Usually, when we see candles that are this big, there'll be like 30% or something like that. Yeah, 14.11, it's not low enough. AMBO popping up, good call. Let me put an alert here on HIHO, and then I'm going to go to AMBO. I see it as well. I was not looking at it though. First, AMBO. First, we got to figure out why this one is moving. So let's see here. AMBO unveils next generation online education platform. Is this one of those Chinese companies again? Yep, Chinese education and training companies, typical. We were seeing a lot of these. I have nothing against Chinese companies. I just, trading them as small caps has proven to me personally been very difficult. 7.5 million float. Okay, all right, good. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Up on news, the education platforms, which have been exploding apparently. $4, big support and resistance. This thing is all over the place. $2, kind of these hold number areas seem to be really interesting. 3 seems to be quite a strong house area. And it's kind of like in this 315, 3 something zone. And then 3.5 looks like a nice little floor. So let's think about this. ADT, guys, into the 80s. Trying to buy a dip here. $13.85, looking for an entry. Moving my limit order up a little bit, 86. Just got an entry on ADT. Pulled all the way down to the 70s. I missed that. That's a little bit unfortunate. Looking for this one to have a decent, healthy little move here. Now this thing, the sell momentum has still been pretty strong on it, so I don't want to, hold anything for no reason. So would probably like to know. So we know 14 is big support. So let's see if we can go to maybe the moving average here, the 9-minute EMA. We have to break the highs here about 13.3, so that's going to be the hard spot to kind of get through. I'd probably trade this one a little bit quicker. Yeah, it's still selling off quite a bit. Can always rebuy. There's nothing wrong with rebuying. 14, even if it's at a higher price. Now 14.22 is definitely having some issues here. I'm going to take my profits on this one. Well, I tried to take my profits and it didn't work. All right, I took my profits on it. Small trade, very, very small trade. If we dip on this one again, I'd probably buy some more. Was looking for that bigger move. I unfortunately couldn't take profits near the highs, so I took profits kind of not at the best spot. Also, my entry was a little bit whack, but you know, a small little base hit on this one. Here it's going 425. Might even break higher. Kind of doing the move that I wanted to, but nah, whatever. It's getting closer to the end of my trading day, so I like to wrap up. Not look for home run trades. All right, so what were we looking at? I got totally distracted here. Was it AMBO? So AMBO, guys, look at this, kind of pulling higher here. We know VWAP is big resistance. We're breaking that. This entry we could have been on here. Too much going on. I like what I'm seeing. Chinese education and training service company, 7.5 million float, 50 million market cap. I think this thing might just be getting started here. Good thing we sold ADT, now it's pulling back again. ADT and HIHO pulling back. Might do a second entry on ADT. ADT is definitely finding some support here near 13.9, 13.8. Look at this. I might have missed this perfect setup here. This is the pullback I wanted on HIHO. Oh man, I should have put a limit order there. Such a fumble on my end. HIHO definitely has some support here at 40, so I'm going to look for a possible entry on this one. Possible entry in the 40s. Slowly getting some size filled on this. Looking for HIHO. It's a bit of a slow mover, but looking, maybe we can get a reversal on this one. This one's really kind of sold off a lot. 3.3 is huge support on it. It doesn't look like I'm going to get a full size on it at the moment. So I'm just kind of letting this one get chipped away. ADT watching here. A lot of stuff going on, guys. I have a pretty small size overall on HIHO. ADT just had a break of 14.4. That's a nice move. So I decided to not go full size on HIHO. until I see this one kind of doing a bit more support. I do like what I'm seeing, and I probably would consider buying a bit more, 200 shares here in this kind of 3.7 area. Maybe even 336. So I'll put a limit order there for that one. $34 selling off a little bit here. Let's be careful with it. Let's watch it closely. So ADT, really nice move back to 14.6. That's the kind of the move I was waiting for, but didn't really get that second kind of double bottom at 13.9, which is a little bit unfortunate. 5% move on that. Pretty sweet stuff we're seeing. Just entered HIHO. This one's still selling off a little bit. Not really the best. Want to be really careful on it, but I know this area has huge support. So I'm going to give it a little bit. We're down about 55%. Last time, this thing sold off about 48%. So I feel like there's decent risk reward down here in this area. Possible reversal, but it's still selling off. I was a little bit aggressive maybe with my first entry, but it looked like we were about to break the 9-minute EMA. So I don't know. Bad call on my end, I guess. Thanks, Joe. I'm not sure. We could check that out in a little bit. We'll probably wrap up trading and it's really hard to say. Usually around 11, but I might try to wrap up a little bit earlier today because of the fast. So we'll see what happens, and then we'll check out how much we're up. We'll check out the daily P&L at that point. Still a lot of sellers on HIHO, more than I probably would have wanted to bargain for. So this thing might keep pulling back unless 38 gets chipped away hardcore. CBAY, we just had to fill on CBAY. Was looking for the bounce off of 4. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. No, we have big support here on 401. Here we go, CBAY, 406, 405, looking for a bigger bounce. We had some decent volume come in just now. Some decent green volume. HIHO still selling off here. Big support at 30s. HIHO, we're giving back kind of a lot of profit on this one, down about 60 bucks on it, a little bit unfortunate. Small position here, should have probably went a little bit harder on size, but I'm kind of in a few trades right now and it's kind of a lot to pay attention to. So sometimes when you're in these situations, you don't want to really add more stress by, adding more size. And AIHS just had an entry on this one. Let's see what kind of bounce we can get on this. So I'm going to put a limit order here at Some pretty decent selling momentum on CBAY, I gotta say, for the double bottom, making me a little bit nervous there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven 5-minute candles in a row on CBAY. Bigger support at 4. Was looking for a bit more of a reversal. It doesn't really seem like we're going to get it. Remember, I've been pretty skeptical on CBAY overall. I knew there was probably going to be a bounce here in this area, so I did go ahead and trade it. But again, I'm not really trying to overstay my welcome on CBAY, so I'm going to give it probably one more chance here. Selling off 403. I don't really want to see this $4 zone crack, though. So might sell CBAY any second. Oops, I had good till cancel on. HIHO is looking okay. I'm holding on to this one a little bit for dear life right now. HIHO looks like it might crack 334. SPY selling off from Gabrielle. DTSS going up. Yeah, at 4.2. I'm putting a stop on CBAY. I want to be watching all the tickers right now. AIHS. Let's see if we can break a little bit higher. I want to see that break of 0.83. Still holding HIHO. Looks like it's in the middle of a bounce here, so I'm going to keep holding it. DTSS actually had a really nice pull higher here. Good call on DTSS. I really like that it broke out higher and now making a bit of a flag pattern. This could be a great entry here at 4.3. I wouldn't be surprised if it had a bigger move as well. Looks like AIHS, we just sold for a small profit on this one. It's getting a little crazy over here, I gotta say, because I'm trading several tickers at once. Sorry if it's a little confusing. Looks like we're getting out of our AIHS trade, partial size right now. It was a small position overall, but you know, I was able to get out some of the shares at 8.4, looking to get out of a few more of those shares. It's definitely having some issues. HIHO is at least on the way up, so that's a good feeling. I still have a few positions long on this one. You know what? I just realized that my sell order is not here anymore. That means I put the wrong shares here. You know, when you trade too many tickers, you make really, really silly mistakes all the time. Gotta say, that's really always annoying. Yeah, I think I dropped the ball on AIHS totally. HIHO's having a few issues now again. Selling off. I don't really want to be in this one anymore. I don't really like what I'm seeing. I'm probably gonna take a bit of a loss here. Actually gave back a lot of profits on HIHO, which is a little bit annoying, but is what it is. I'm surprised AIHS. Just watch out with these tickers that have like no volume. You get stuck in these really weird situations. Okay, so we are out of the AIHS trade. We are still in CBAY and HIHO. It's like a lot of work for not a lot of money right now because kind of giving back all the money on HIHO. So it's just like a lot of like little tickers going all over the place right now. So yeah, I just closed HIHO, took a bit of a loss on this one. I don't know why. A lot of these, you know, these late dips, they don't work very well. So kind of shame on me for, you know, jumping on this one kind of aggressively too. I could have probably entered this one in the 20s. That would have been a pretty okay trade. So I gave back about $60 on this HIHO dip trade right here. Made most of my money on HIHO right here. You know, I should have just went big size on HIHO and just kind of let it be, you know, but be like, you know what? This one's selling off. I don't want to be part of it. Let it be. The problem is I really like this multi-month support and resistance zone right here at 3.3. I think there's a huge reversal potential. The problem is like it sometimes keeps pulling back and you don't know if it's just going to keep selling off or it's going to have a reversal. And if you constantly, you know, try to buy the reversal, you sometimes give away a lot of profits because you have to keep stopping out all the time. So it's a little bit hard to time these. And oftentimes I time them wrong just to basically be where I closed out is the trade that ends up taking off. So it's a tough one. It's a very tricky one. ADT is not going to be on the scanner. Check the filters on ADT. The filters are very specific to not trading large caps. So they're not going to be on it. You have to edit the filters if you want to be trading large caps. I typically don't trade large caps, and that's why I was not looking for at ADT until Steven mentioned ADT this morning. So look, our market cap here ends up 700 million for our scanner. That's why it's not picking up ADT. ADT is like at 6.6 billion. There could be other filters, but just keep playing around with it. HIHO. This looks like it might actually be the reversal right now. Oh man, these things are always just so painful, but yeah. Nice little climb higher on ADT. It looks like I got out of this one way too soon. I sold at about like 14. Yeah, I left a lot of money on the table, but I don't know. It's getting a little bit later in the day here. A bit of a flush here on ADT. Luckily, my CBAY trade made up for my HIHO loss. We're still holding on to this one. I used small size on it, but you know, it's doing pretty all right. We're up like 6% or so on this one. Actually, maybe not 6%, about 4 or 5%. Let's see if we can break higher here. Looking for to the 20s. Take profit. All right, closed our CBAY position. Sweet little 5% on this one. HIHO. Basically made back what we lost on HIHO on CBAY. So this was a really nice $4 bounce. Kind of a clear whole dollar support and resistance. Nothing rocket science on CBAY. Just patience really was the one that, you know, paid the bills. So CBAY, like I said, 4.5, horrible resistance area. I didn't want to be part of it, and that's why I wasn't trading CBAY for a while. But it does have that 68 million float, so I don't think this thing's going to fall off a cliff. Plus, it has a positive catalyst on a study. It's a US biotech, and I didn't really think that this one's going to fall off a cliff, and that's why I ended up buying here at 403 or whatever I bought at. Yeah, I use small size though because, you know, who knows. Thanks, Bren. Appreciate it, man. Don't forget to drop a like, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Don't be a freeloader. ADT halted, going back down again. So it was good that we got out of CBAY, and probably good that I didn't FOMO into ADT. Mara, I don't know. I wasn't really stoked about Mara pretty much all day. I'm going to watch ADT though. I think if we go back into these $14 zone, I probably would trade it. I'm going to keep an eye on HIHO just one last time. I do like the fact that this 3.3 zone clearly held. Oh man, actually just broke out right when I said that. ADT could be a nice buy as well. It's going to open up there around 40. Mara is making some interesting moves here. I find that MARA is hard to trade, and there's also no catalyst on it. 11 million float is probably the only thing that really has going for it. I don't know why Mara is up. Maybe I'm really ridiculous and I totally don't see something that's really obvious. $4 bigger resistance. We also have this kind of like 4.75 zone. I don't really see Mara going that much higher at this point. I'd probably be really cautious trading Mara, guys. So we had a nice pullback here to some key multi-month support and resistance at 325. 366 was the high. 375 is some big multi-month support and resistance. I don't know, be careful. Mara's a play on Bitcoin. Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. Oftentimes when I don't even know why a stock is up, I just don't trade it. Clearly I don't get it, so there's no reason to trade it. Marathon Patent Group Inc. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Moving off. Why is it moving off of Bitcoin? Is it some sort of I mean, it's a U.S. capital markets company, but do they have something to do with crypto? ADT should be opening up at 440. Thanks guys. So Mara owns a mining farm, I suppose a crypto mining farm, and since Bitcoin has had a nice rally, Mara is kind of riding that trend. I guess that totally makes sense. That's why there's no news on it. I'm actually surprised they didn't put out a PR or something for that, but cool. Thanks for letting me know, guys. THME, I mean TYME. I'm not sure. We can look at this one a little bit. ADT opened up here. DTSS sold off. We might actually see this one go in the 3.5 zone after all. We've been waiting for that move for quite some time. We're talking about 3.8 being huge support on this one. We have a conference today. Oh, interesting. Now you guys know a lot about this ticker. That's good. I love it. I love it. Thanks for flooding me with good news like that, or just information like that. Woo! I am running on a serious calorie deficiency right now. I'm ready to feast. ADT. I would like to buy this one again. I'm not really sure where or when, but maybe under 14. DTSS. All right, THME. Let's quickly look at this one again. I used to be from Vegas. When the company's coming to Vegas, she can go skyrocket. Oh, okay, really nice. Really nice. So you're our insider right now. THME 1.4, kind of this like resistance zone, support zone. Trying to do something. Gets orphan drug designation on pancreatic cancer. It's actually pretty good news, I feel like. Hold on, let me see here. Okay, a pre-market, this thing tried to break and it didn't, sold off and kept on selling off. It's actually very bullish. I'm not really sure why it sold off so much pre-market. I would probably think that there's something shady going on with THME. There's probably some warrants or something not letting this stock go higher. A lot of sell momentum. I don't know. I would go through their 10Q or something like that and see if they have some filings that are not looking too good. So 1.6, kind of an interesting area here as well. I don't know. I probably wouldn't trade it. Wow, yeah, 700 ASIC miners, that's crazy. APDN was one of the gappers from yesterday. Is this thing kind of, or Friday, is this thing kind of rolling back alive? I don't see why I would want to trade APDN. I don't even think I'd want to trade it if it broke over 10. I think APDN might honestly be dead. Lower volume, failed spikes to the upside, failed spikes to the downside. I don't know. I probably wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. Maybe buying a dip on it around 5 near this 180-day moving average. The problem is sometimes you try to do something like that and you end up in one of these giant flushes, and then they come out with a reverse split, warrants, offering, whatever. So I probably won't be touching APDN from Friday. DTSS just selling off here. Slow and steady goes the sell-off. Wow, look at Mara. I would feel more comfortable trading this one now that I understand what's going on here a little bit more. I would probably wait for a 5-minute setup though. Big resistance here at 4, but it could crack it. So let's see what happens. We have huge resistance at 4. I mean, ridiculous resistance at 4. A 5-minute setup would be probably closer to 3.6. It's 10:44. Not ideal trading time. But I could see this continuing the rally. It looks like people are looking for something to trade. The lead gappers are all failing. ADT is very hard to trade because it just gets halted and selling off. MARA is probably the most interesting ticker to trade right now. And it's kind of riding the crypto trend at the moment. So this could be hot. I would probably give this one more opportunity to break higher. And maybe it's going to go exponential at one point. There's no real thing as missing out. There's plenty of opportunities and you can't watch them all. Increasing buy volume on the volume spikes. It's really, really good to see. Decrease in sell volume, although this one is pretty high, but this is also a breakout candle, so that's actually okay. Again, some sort of pullback into the 60s is probably what I would look for on MARA. I would trade with smaller size, maybe average down once or twice. 18 million float, so this one, has some pretty good spikeability potential. Big question is, are we going to break through these big resistance zones? Nice Vitality, that's a sweet entry. Set up widgets. What widgets are you referring to? I have a video on my whole chart layout though, if you're interested in the chart layout. If you're talking about these widgets, there's just a plus button down here, but they're called gadgets, so maybe you're not talking about these. I don't know. Yeah, we're not really GNUS. I don't know. It could be good. I'm not really looking at it anymore though. It had quite a huge run. But I'm always trying to day trade what has the most volume today, what has the most activity today, which is over at least $10 million volume today. That's really what I'm looking for. ADT is really dropping the volume. It's still a huge amount of volume, but it's falling quickly. DPW, I was looking at pre-market. It had a nice 5 million float, but it hasn't really amounted to anything since the market opened up. U.S. Electrical Parts and Equipment Company, such a ridiculous catalyst though. They have a webinar hosting about entry to electric vehicle charging. I don't know, the fact that they were up 47% on news like that just didn't really warrant something that I wanted to trade. Your quick pullback into 67. Maybe if we get one more move down, I would consider trading MARA with small size. Here we go, pulling off 67, getting chipped away, 65, 66. Buyers kind of coming in strong on this. Possible entry here at 62. I was a little too conservative on this one. I had a feeling it wasn't going to break the 62, but pulling back to 67. That's good. Might be done with the pullback. Yeah, it looks like I might have missed this one. MARA, I would have probably took some quick profits in this one. I don't know. It's hard to say what I would have done. I'm going to go cancel my order for now. Just kind of keep watching this one. I'm still thinking that MARA could have a pretty nice reversal, just being a little bit cautious here where the bottom might be. I'm still watching ADT. I feel like this thing has that chance of a possible recovery. Just kind of like, it's on my second screen, just kind of thinking about it. Here we go, MARA. Let's see if we can crack the 3.6 zone. Kind of a late day lead gapper here. MARA right now just took place number 1 with dollar volume, so that's really, really solid. $65. Doesn't look like it even wants to go under the 360s. Possible bull flag on MARA. Looking pretty healthy. Could pop back above 3.7, 3.75, 3.8. That's kind of what I was looking for, but I was trying to get in on this kind of this pullback here. So up about 4% from the low already. ADT back at 14.2. Possible dip buy on MARA. Five-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback. ADT just had a fake out and now it's pulling back a little bit. Whew, this thing's all over the place. Is KODK but dead? I don't know. They usually all die at one point. It's a good question though. I have no idea what happened to it. Let me quickly check it out. Although right now MARA is really something I don't want to take my eyes off, so it's just gonna watch it a little bit longer here. A lot of buyers on MARA, not letting this one chill. Yeah, I know, Rolf. Oh, God, HIHO. You know, we did that perfect. Just the wrong timing. Perfect call out, wrong timing. Always know, guys, why you're entering and exiting a trade. Nice, Eddie. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking profits. Move on. I think MARA could be a really nice setup at one point. I still feel like it's a little flushy in my eyes. Like I'm a little nervous with this one. I also don't like that it's 1056, but I would probably consider trading it. I do kind of like the momentum behind this one. KODK, yeah, wow. This one had a big old sell-off, huh? Nothing that we weren't expecting here. I mean, I wasn't even trading KODK because I just did not trust this one at all. 16, bigger support. Looks like we bounced off the $17 zone really nicely. With that government news, yeah. I mean, I like the fact that this selling momentum is very light. I would honestly consider dip trading this one. 17, clearly big support. Satoshi's words of wisdom. I like these dips on KODK for sure. I might even look into KODK on my Roth account, honestly. It might be too distracting to trade otherwise. Yeah, so what I was worried about with MARA, looks like it came true. Just kind of a nice little flush here in this area. Maybe something in the 3-4s might be a better time to trade this one. What is my total today? Eddie owes me beer. I look forward to that beer, Eddie. I'll hold you to it. Right now we're up 570 on the day. This could be one of our bigger days, but we're not done trading yet. So let's keep things very calm. But I kind of feel like I might be done with trading. Let me take a quick break and I'll be back in like 2 minutes. What's up? Jared's going to be on more of a AAPL. That's probably not a bad idea. Thanks, Kyle. Oh, yeah. If you've been holding AAPL for a few years, that really is like the best. Mara's still selling off here a little bit. Last pullback was about 8%. If MARA cracks the 3.5 zone, I would probably consider buying it. Look at how many sellers are on MARA, guys. This might even have an offering or something coming out. Oh God, I don't know. That was so many sellers. I honestly don't think I'm going to trade MARA. Did you guys see that? That was insane. That is why you don't want to take your eyes off the tape. Look at this. Boom. Right here. Back. That is a huge amount of selling pressure. Wow. Tan, this is ThinkorSwim from TD Ameritrade. I have a few more FAQs in the video description below that you might like to check out. Wow, look at AAL, absolutely insane. Had this quick little dip here at 360. We were kind of talking about this one being a potential trade. It didn't take very long, and then all of a sudden it just flew up. %, huge. I think the Google one might be my Pixel, might be one of my next calls. Whoops. One of my next phones. I think it'd be cool. CBAY, let's see. Max. Wow, yeah, huge bounce on CBAY. Huge, huge, huge. Really, really nice. I'm actually quite surprised this was such a strong rally. We bought the $4 dip. I did not hold this long. I sold at 4.2 roughly, right in this area, locking in about 5%. So this was a pretty sweet little trade. I was not expecting a move like this. This was a huge move, especially with that big resistance at 4.5, as we've been talking about several times today. So this was really, really unexpected, kind of crazy. But it did have a decent catalyst. So I was surprised that it was, having such big issues over and over again in these areas. Yeah, about Mara, I don't know. I would probably look for an entry around well, here it is actually. A 3.4 was where I was looking for that, where I wanted to buy that original dip. I don't like the massive amount of sellers poking their heads up here. I feel like this could be in for something not so pretty. But if I wanted to trade a MARA, I probably would have bought this pullback right here at 340 something. I don't know. I would have been waiting for the dip of 3.5 like I was talking about before, and then I would have started buying probably at 47 and then try to average down a little bit into this dip, which who knows, maybe it was premature, but that's probably what I would have done. But who knows, I might even be stopping out right now if I was in this one. So I don't know. I might be done for trading with the day. It's past 11 o'clock. I'm so exhausted today. I feel like I'm already like kind of pushing, like redlining a little bit. Probably because of the fast. But last time I did a fast, I felt so focused, and I could have just kept on streaming for like another 5 hours. But I don't know. This time, maybe it's because like it's Monday and I'm fasting and I had a workout. It's just, maybe it's too much. I don't know. But let's kind of see here. Let's see what the overall stats is. ADT, our lead winner on the day. This is really the one that paid the bills, up $400 on ADT. And then a few other tickers that we were able to walk away with some nice profits. 68 was CBAY, AIHS $51, and HIHO $43. Although HIHO, you know, we gave back $60 right at the end, which is kind of unfortunate because it actually ended up working out the trade that I wanted. It was just the wrong timing, so that's a little bit unfortunate. What's great is, though, even though we had several red trades and I started off pre-market red, we were able to walk away in the green. And now we're actually even walking away with no red tickers on the day. That's always kind of a rare thing. That does not happen a lot. So I'm pretty stoked about that alone. Got a few working orders still. So yeah, 4 tickers. We've traded 4 tickers today. This is going to be a crazy day to pin to timestamp in the first comment below because we were trading so many tickers at once. We'll see how we want to timestamp it. There might be some trades I just leave out because they're not on video at all, but I'll timestamp it, but I'm not sure if they're going to have videos. Why don't I like THME? I think the reason I don't like THME is because it doesn't have a lot of volume today. It does have a catalyst, which is nice, but $4.5 million volume on the day is nothing, and that's usually not a reason I would be trading a stock. It's having huge issues to get over 1.4. I don't know, like it could be a great trade, could be a great swing, I have no idea, but it's just volume-wise, it's not interesting for me to trade. It had a nice bounce off of 1.2. It sold off a lot from pre-market highs, so be careful. Usually means there's something going on. So probably worth checking the order book. I mean the 10Q. ADT, it's not really that I don't like THME. There's so many better opportunities to day trade that I wouldn't day trade THME. Ooh, ADT, guys, popping back up here. Looks like it's pulling above 15. Nice bounce on DTSS, actually. I am not going to trade ADT. I'm just going to look at it here. I'd be too nervous for a flush on it like KODK after it was halted. Sometimes it would have these nice moves higher above VWAP and just flush down. So that's why I would not trade ADT. But looks like some life is back in on it, so that's kind of cool. I traded ADT with 200 shares. So my trades were about like $2,600. So pretty small size. I wanted to do bigger size. I wanted to do $5,000 size, but I couldn't get myself to do it first thing on a Monday when I was kind of like not 100% feeling there. So I didn't do it. I guess I don't really regret it. ADT actually looks like a phenomenal entry right now. Kind of popping higher here, moving above VWAP. This could be a really good setup. Ooh, bigger flushes at 51. Scary stuff for sure. This is why I don't like trading after 11 o'clock. It's just like, I'm already tired. I'm mentally exhausted, and then the market doesn't perform as it not really should, but breakouts don't work as well, pullbacks don't hold as well. It's just, why psych yourself out? Yeah, no problem, man. Yes, MARA looks like it had a perfect little pull from where we wanted to buy it. Actually, phenomenal. We wanted to buy it at like 345, like we were talking about in this area. I said I'm not going to do it because it's past 11 o'clock. I'm done with trading, and this thing has a lot of sellers on it. Not to mention, I don't fully understand this one. Doesn't have a catalyst, but it is up because Bitcoin's up. So that's why I didn't trade it. But at the same time, pretty sweet move with good risk reward right above VWAP. So congrats to anyone that got MARA. Really nice stuff. I wonder if it's going to break through 3.75 and maybe break through new highs of days. Who knows? It could. It has a lot of volume today, so it could be a good pick. First of all, Bevnet, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And all U.S. brokers are unlimited trading. It's not the broker that limits trades. It's the pattern day trading law in the United States. It's not broker specific. It's a government law. So if your account is under $25,000 and it is a margin account, you cannot do unlimited trading. You're limited to 3 trades per 5 business days. If you have a cash account, there is no rule, but there's a 20 or 48-hour holding period on your cash. How long does it take to set up ThinkorSwim? Well, you just download it and you're pretty much ready to go. I also have a video on my layout on MARA. So, on my layout. You can also import it. It takes a bit of tweaking for sure. And we've been tweaking it for months, well over a year. For me, I've been tweaking it for years. So it's all about like what you like to do. Everyone's different. Everyone's going to have a different layout based on their strengths and their trading strategy. But if you're a U.S. citizen, then I would probably have a TD Ameritrade account because they have probably one of the best free charting platforms, TOS and trading platforms. I have a Robinhood account, but I don't use it. I'm not a big fan of Robinhood. I find their interface really poor, and I honestly don't use my phone that much, so I don't trade on my phone. Some people love Robinhood and they're all about it, and that's great. Everyone's different. It's not for me though. If I'm going to do web trading, like trade on like a browser, I would rather use Webull. I think Webull's platform is pretty good. Their app, I don't know. I don't really like apps in general, so I'm more of a laptop PC kind of guy. But I like screen real estate. Tastyworks is the best. I haven't tried Tastyworks, but yeah, good to hear. Abdul Majid, do you use TD? Can you trade through TD Ameritrade, or how does that work? Because I thought it was only for U.S. citizens. Because all my European friends complain about the fact that they can't get access to Ameritrade. Yeah, I just don't like trading on my phone. I feel like I'm trading with like 10% of the information. Yeah, there's always going to be day trading limitations on an account under 25,000. So, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, we did it for 6 months, and we grew our account from 4 to 7,000, and then we switched it to swing trading account, and then started unlimited day trading. Since the first 6 months, we were like, well, let's just focus on learning the strategy and stuff like that, getting comfortable. So, being from Saudi Arabia, does Saudi Arabia have a deal with TD Ameritrade, or how are you able to use TD Ameritrade? Um, how does that work? Thanks, man. Thanks, Tan. Sweet. Okay, so apparently TD Ameritrade is available in other countries. Do you guys do anything specific for that? Or what am I missing here? Because I have friends from all over the world that say they can't use TD Ameritrade. You're actually some of the first people I think I've heard say that TD Ameritrade works. I'm really confused what's going on. Is there like a new rule that came out, or how does that work? They'll freeze your account for like 90 days when AP Pro, but usually you can get that lifted. Okay, interesting, Abdul. Very interesting. TD is free. Yeah, I took it from 4,000 to 7,000, and then we moved it to our Roth IRA, which is now the $25,000 challenge account, and that is where we are doing swing trades. Swing trading is where you just hold a trade for multiple days. We're looking for bigger moves, longer term setups. And then my unlimited account, I moved $25,000 into it, and we are trading this one unlimited, but as the Gap and Go challenge account and only day trading. What do I feel about Tesla? I'm thinking that a lot of these EV stocks are going to have a pretty intense pullback at one point. I think, to me, managing my risk up here in Tesla would be too difficult for a swing trade, so I wouldn't be touching Tesla until it came back a little bit further. I'd be too worried about, trading Tesla in these areas, something like this, and then getting, all of a sudden being down like a ridiculous amount in my investment. So that's obviously something that I'm not going to want to do. 25%, 60%. Yeah, there's no need for that kind of risk. Yeah, Viana. I hope that makes sense. Sorry if you were confused. Oh, yeah, that would probably be really good for Tesla if they did a stock split. Yeah, I'm definitely done as well, Alfie. You are super right, man. It's good to wrap up at one point. So again, looks like today might be one of our biggest days on the Gap and Go challenge account, which is really nice. $570. No red tickers, which is a rare thing. It's nice when it happens, but that's not what we strive for. We try to focus on trading each trade as best as we can, each setup. And that's why I don't look at this till basically the end of the trading day. I'm not trying to like FOMO around here in different tickers. And if I cut my losses, I don't want to be thinking about what it's going to do to my P&L. So I typically don't look at the P&L before we're done trading. So yeah, this is our trades overall today. I mean, good fun day. Pre-market, I really fumbled around a lot. I dropped the ball. I missed a lot of opportunities. But at the same time, I was just studying the charts. I was just watching the charts. And then by the time the market opened, I felt very comfortable to get a little bit more aggressive. Although I used smaller size today. I would have liked to use a bit bigger size. But, on a Monday, what can you do? Plus, we still walked away on our biggest day on the unlimited Gap and Go account. So that's crazy. Biggest day with not the biggest size. So that's always a nice thing to see. All right, guys, don't forget to drop a like if you haven't done so already. Drop it on the way out. And if you are totally new, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join the community. I come out with a recap video a little bit later today, so I'll see you guys in the recap video, and then I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to start trading the market open after we review the watch list. Don't forget, we're also in the chat room starting around 8 a.m. sometimes a little bit earlier, but usually by 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this chat room, it's already going. We're talking about lead gappers and all that fun stuff. Actually, Steven pointed out ADT in the pre-market chat room. So that's a great place to kind of start just watching what's going on overall. All right, guys. Woo, thanks for being on the stream today. It was good fun talking to everyone. Always really fun. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the recap video. Take care, guys. Ciao, ciao.